everybody, welcome to the Geriatric Millennials. This is Beth.
And this is Jayme.
And we're just two oldish, youngish ladies jumping on a viral trend bandwagon. Too late.
Yes, too late.
Because we're millennials, but old ones.
Yes. So, oh my gosh, we actually had a debate recently. Mm-hmm. Not a debate, but I was with a group of people and they were saying that people born in 80 were not millennials. Yeah. And I was just like, I know that there's some discrepancies there because it's not like a actual thing.
Yeah.
It's not an actual thing that
there's not a governing body that's
what I'm saying. Yeah. Yes. That's like, this is the cutoff.
Yeah.
Because I think, and then I was explaining the little pocket of Zennials, mm-hmm. which is like 1980, I think, to 84 or something.
Yeah. Some people don't count like 78, 79.
Or 78,
yeah.
79. Anyways, we're in the
realm.
Yes. And we're definitely on the older tail end of millennials.
The other thing about this whole debate too is I think it kind of depends on like where you were raised, what your vibes were. Because I have friends that are like 6 months older than me that very much trend Gen X. Where like they even say I trend millennial. Like I think there's sometimes just it just kind of what your vibe is too, because you're so close and we share so many of the same references and stuff.
Right. But okay, back to your comment about that's why we're late to the trend. I confess that I haven't even seen.
I love this.
I haven't even seen any of this, but you told me about the trend and I was like, I can do that without ever seeing the trend. But I do plan to after go and see
this trend. Yeah.
Yeah. And go and see like what we talked about.
If it matches. You matches the trend. Yeah. Yeah. So I was watching, this was like a few weeks ago, TikTok had a bunch of like, 5 things worth the money. And people are just listing things that are worth spending a little bit of extra money on. I'm like, oh, I kind of love that. And then the weeks got away from me. And I was like, oh, this would be so fun to do for the podcast. And then I'm just like, oh, it's kind of out of date now. I'm like, it's on brand.
It is.
It's completely on brand.
Hey, I mean, if our listeners are anything like us.
Yeah. Maybe they're just hearing about it too.
Hearing about it too for the first time. I mean, we'll see. Anyway.
This is fun to think about though, because in all honesty, I love to spend money like a lot of people do, but I'm not like a big spender necessarily. Like I don't buy a lot of high ticket items unless it's like a couch or a this. Like I'm kind of not an envy of women that can go out and just like drop $1,000 on themselves on like a new bag and this and that. But it's just like, but I realize I don't do that typically. Although this last weekend, I was in a mood and a funk and I'm like, I'm going to go shopping. And I'm like, I'm really trying to redo my wardrobe. And it is very hard in our town because there's not a lot of places to shop in person for stuff. And I just want to try stuff on and see if it works. I don't want to like I know that to build a real wardrobe, you have to like order online and return and try on and get multiple sizes. I don't want to do that.
I know.
Anyway, so it was like, there's like this big boat races in our community where people like to go and watch hydroplane boat things race on our big river here. And I was like, I wonder if there's so much going on in town this weekend, if the mall will be empty. And it kind of was. Oh, nice. So I went to the mall, which was amazing. There was like nobody there. And I just started spending money. Now, granted, I had a bunch of gift cards, so that helped. But
this is exciting. I wanted to. I mean, I want to be with you when this happened.
I almost called you, but I was like, it was like kind of spur of the moment.
Okay.
But I was like, I needed new jeans, so I like stopped at American Eagle because I usually buy them online. But I'm like, they have one here. Let's just go try it on. And sometimes they have short people like short sizes in stock and sometimes they don't, but thankfully they did. And anyway, I just
Did you find stuff?
I did. Only thing I found was jeans. I couldn't find tops or anything, but it's like, I just was bebopping around. I had all these bags. I felt very like Pretty Woman when she has all the bags going on Rodeo Drive.
I love this.
And it was super fun. And I tallied it up and I was like, girl, you spent like $700 and something this weekend.
All on jeans? What else did you get? Literally
like,
just jeans?
Well, and I'm counting the money I spent on gift cards too, just for the grand tally. But it's like, I spent a bunch of money at Sephora because I got some like stuff and I had a gift card.
That can happen real fast.
Yeah, I bought these eye patches from Tropicals, which I really like. And I was like, oh, there's like 10 eye patches in here. It's like $22. I'm okay, it's kind of expensive, but I'll just get them. No, 6 eye patches for $22. I was like, okay, I'm glad.
What do they do? Transform your entire face?
No, they don't. But I really like them because like I love an under eye patch and these ones kind of stick on and like.
Are they reusable at least?
No, Jayme.
Oh, wow.
That's why I was just shocked at the price.
Were they worth it?
They were worth it because I paid with a gift card. So technically they were free.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
I think
so that was worth it. But it's like I bought some books. I went to Home Goods. I bought a new cat bed.
I was going to say, did you get books?
Yes.
Okay.
I was debating buying this really cute new cat bed for my cats for my upcoming, library reveal. And I was like, you don't need to buy a $50 cat bed. And I kept looking at it and then I came back to it. And I bought it. Yeah, I bought some bath mats. Anyway, I just bought a bunch of crap and I got home. I also bought groceries, which I did count as part of my shopping spree, which technically isn't. Right. But it just felt like just so excessive and wonderful. And then it's like, also, you don't get to shop for a minute now because that was a lot.
Because you just dropped it. Yeah.
So anyway, thinking about this list and like what's worth it, I'm like, oh man, if I had big money, what would I spend it on or what have I spent it on? So it's kind of fun to think about. Yeah.
Okay. Well, one of the very first things that comes to my mind is, and I've talked about this multiple times before, but is the laser hair removal.
Oh, yeah.
Because that was one of the things that I wanted for years, but I would never spend the money on.
Yeah.
Because it's expensive.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
And it's a long process, but I mean, I've got the time. I've got the hair. I mean, and anyway, this was a few years ago. Because I think I complained about it so many times. My husband was just like, we're doing this. You're doing it. And I was just like, no, we can't. And he's just like, it's a gift. Think of it as a gift. And with that mind shift, even though it was our money, I was still spending it on, on myself. It felt different. And I could mentally get my mind around spending the money and then just went for it and did it. And we had like a payment plan to, pay it off. And when I tell you that it changed my life, it is no exaggeration because I used to always have to take that into consideration, especially during the summer, like with outdoor activities and anytime being around water, like water sports, swimming, anytime I was going to wear a bathing suit, any of that kind of stuff. It was like, I really had to plan and also just like shave a lot. And then I'd get razor burn and then it was just kind of always super annoying to me.
Yeah.
And then I was trying to wax myself and then I was waxing my armpits and it hurt so bad and they were bleeding. I mean, I think it was at that point when my husband saw my bloody armpit that he was like, Jayme, this is not the way. This is not the way. And, funny thing, I noticed somebody the other day that just had full on like long hairy legs and they were completely fine with that. And I also was too. I was like, do whatever you want. But I am actually really happy that I didn't do my legs. I wish I would have done my legs. That's even more expensive. You can always do it later. Yeah, maybe one day. But I did the part that was really like an issue for me. And that was my armpits and like.
Your cooter.
Yep. And so I'm so happy to say that I'm not 100% hairless, but I am like getting closer and I feel so much better. Like I don't have to, it's not an obstacle for me anymore.
Yeah.
So worth it.
Yeah. I love that.
And one day I'm going to live by the beach. So I'm going to basically live in a swimsuit.
Absolutely. You are.
So.
Yay. Money well worth it.
Yeah.
I feel the same about spa treatments. Specifically, I have like a massage package. So I signed up for like a local, I won't say massage parlor because those ones are sketchy and usually human trafficking, but it was like an Elements massage place, like like when you go in, it's spa adjacent, but it's not a spa.
Okay.
And it's just like, you can just go anytime and just go get a massage basically. And so I think I shared this, but like I thought I was having kidney problems. I was really concerned because had horrible pain and it was in my back and I was like, I think my kidneys are going to go bad. Like something's going on. And I go to my doctor and she's like pushing where the kidneys are. She's like, not your kidneys. She's like, your lower back is rock hard. And she literally looks at me. She's like, rock hard. And she's like, feel this. And she has me feel her lower back and it feels not like a brick. And I'm like, is that what it's supposed to feel like? And she just looked at me kind of dumbfounded. She's like, I'm going to prescribe, you to go get some massage therapy type of stuff. And anyway.
So you just had muscle tension,
so tense.
Knots.
It was just like
back?
it was like rock. Like if you touch somebody's back and imagine it just being like a table, like it felt like touching the dining room table. It was so hard. And it was wild. And
no wonder your quote unquote kidneys are
right. And she's just, again, I was like, also I'm like, do I just not know where things are in the body that I wouldn't know? Like my lower back pain is actually just like tension and
I think your kidneys are in your lower back.
Yeah.
To be fair.
I agree. Like, I'm not completely off my rocker here, but it was just kind of embarrassing.
It is funny too.
But so she really recommended a massage. And so I had started doing massages, and this is like before I like got the house and everything. And I signed up for this like monthly membership because it made the massages cheaper. And I loved it because it was a membership and I was prepaying for it. It was like, it gave me the initiative to always schedule a massage. Because if I'm just doing it one-off when I have to remember, I'm not going to do it. But if I'm going to lose money on the deal, I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
And I was doing it consistently. I found a girl that was pretty good, and I couldn't believe how much it was helping my back pain and all of this different. I just felt better. And then I bought the house, and I had a little bit of a panic when I bought the house, and I canceled all memberships to everything. Cause I'm like, you don't have enough money. Like, I was so panicked, even though I had done the budget. And the budget included all of my subscriptions and all that stuff. I was like, nope, still not enough money.
It's scary.
It's terrifying. Yeah. But I kind of got past that. And then I realized like my back was hurting again and stuff. And so I was like, I need to go back to it. And so I scheduled a single massage, and the girl was so good. Like, she was phenomenal. And was it
a different girl?
It was a different girl. And the girl I had before was real chatty, and she would talk about trauma and stuff, and it was fine. Good, not great. You know, you're just like, this is too much. This girl, there was no conversation. No conversation. And she was just like in there to win it. She had strong hands. She's asking me a little bit of questions, and she's just going for it. And she was like a naked girl in the sense of like, she was like pulling the sheet down to my butt, you know, but like it wasn't that she was
naked, or she was getting you naked?
No,
because you know how she was a naked girl?
You know how like when you're naked, like under the, like when you have a massage, and some of them are like very conscientious of like making sure your entire crack is covered and like it's like keep you very modest. She's just like in there. And so she's like pulling the sheet back, and it's not like my butt was exposed, but she's like, I was just like, I just felt way more exposed than normal. And she's just like getting into like knots and stuff. And it was just like a different experience. But I was like, I kind of love this because it made me feel more just like, get in there.
Like, yes. More comfortable.
More comfortable with my body, and more comfortable just like having this stranger. Cause I always think it's weird too. Cause like I'm not a naked person outside of my house. And it's always like, I don't know. I just have felt judged for my body for most of my life. So it's always awkward when like a stranger sees my body, and like, then I'm thinking they're judging me, and I'm like, nobody cares, especially them. They see every type of body. Yes. They're just like, okay, I got to do this for 5 more minutes, and then I'm gonna get to do lunch, and but you know, they're doing their own thing. So anyway, but it's been fantastic, and it's totally worth the money to like have those regular spa treatments and that time for self-care and time for me to like have not any screens and just like have no cares in the world and just like kind of release into that. So love it.
No kidding. Well, I got Invisalign as an adult, and that was really worth every penny for me because I had always wanted braces when I was a kid, but my parents couldn't afford them, and it just wasn't even an option where we lived most of the time. And then, you know, life goes on, and I got married and I had children and everything, and it was just kind of like, why would I do this now? But it always bothered me. And I didn't feel super confident with my smile just because I didn't like my teeth. And I got Invisalign that like aligned my teeth better. And I remember before I got it, really considering it and thinking, okay, you know, I'm already an adult. How much life do I have left to live? You know, that would be, you know, worth it. And I remember just thinking like, even if it's just a couple years, like, I want that to be I want to just never think about my smile or my teeth again. I just want to not, kind of like similar with the hair thing, right? Like both of these are body things, but it just made a huge difference for me and in my confidence and in when I'm smiling and for pictures and like all of that. And I'm really glad I did it. And then I went to a dentist. This is after I had, and somewhat recent, like just a few years after I'd had Invisalign. And this dentist had the audacity to have it was so awkward. I think I told you about this.
No.
He gave me this mirror and he had me like look in the mirror, and then he's like, okay, I want you to like look at your smile, and I'll rate your smile from 1 to 10.
Ew.
And I can't believe I didn't tell you this.
No.
And I felt super awkward and really uncomfortable, and just like, what do you mean? Like, what do you mean? I like my smile. Like, because essentially what they wanted to do was sell me something to make my teeth look more even, because I have pretty big front teeth, and then the teeth right next to them are smaller, and you know, they're not all uniform, right? And I just was like, Like they wanted me to be insecure about my smile.
Hate
and
it.
I was so upset about this. I was just like, are you kidding me right now? Like I was here for like a health maintenance issue for, I don't know if I was getting my teeth cleaned or what, but I felt like almost like violated. Like that's how the feeling I had of just like my heart kind of sank. And I was just like on the spot and it just was so awkward. Cause then they talked about it like, you know, you could do this and to make your smile a 10. And I was like, my smile's a 10 out of 10. And I just got the heck out of there and never went back. I was like, absolutely not. I would never go to that dentist again. I was so upset. Well, but yeah, can you believe that?
Well, and that's the mentality that we've gotten now to a place where like actors and actresses all have like these chiclet teeth, and we're missing out on the beauty of like natural smiles. That there's been people that have posted about this on social media about how you look back at like the 90s and early 2000s and you'd see these actresses and like they might have a little snaggle tooth or like slightly askew or whatever, but it added character.
Yes.
And now we have Instagram face where everything has to be proportioned and perfect and, you know, bright white and all the same size and whatever. And it's just like, no. Yeah. You don't look like real humans.
Yeah. Well, and they were talking about like cutting my gums above and like to like make everything or veneers or whatever. And I was just like, you have a great smile from me. I was just like, I finally like my smile. And now you're like pointing out how it could be like so much better. And I was just super irritated. But anyways, that's the only experience like that I've ever had at a dentist. And now I found a dentist that I actually like, which was a journey to get there. But I just thought of that story because I was just like, can you, that's like, what the heck? Crap. Anyways, but Invisalign for me, totally amazing. Worth it. Yeah.
This last year I treated myself to a pair of headphones. So I have always been kind of like an AirPod girly type of person. And not that I made fun of people that wore like the big, back in the day, what were the ones, Dre, like the Beats by Dre or those things. But I'm always just like, you look so crazy at the gym with these giant headphones. Like, what are you doing? Or walking down the street. Anyway, I don't even know what did it for me. I think, again, I was in a mood and I was like, I really want some headphones that are not in ear. I want something that's like noise canceling. And so I went to the Costco.
Yeah.
I bought a pair of Bose headphones in like this, I don't know, it's like a light gray color. You can get them at the Costco now. And they're like almost $300. Like, this seems excessive, Beth. Maybe they're only $200. I can't remember, but it was hundreds. It was in the hundreds of dollars. Those have been one of the best investments of my life.
Really? Why? What's so great about them?
The AirPods, I realized like a lot of times they fall out just because. And so that's always annoying. And the thing I love about the noise canceling is that I had never really used noise canceling before. So it's like, oh yeah, I can't hear anything like outside of what's in front of me. So I'm like, this is amazing for like, you know, there was like my neighbors once were being kind of loud, or maybe it was fireworks, I can't remember, but I put those on and it's like, oh, I can't hear anymore. Like, it's great. I also realized I love them because I will put on an audiobook in my house and I'll put the noise canceling on and then I'll walk around my house cleaning and stuff. And I just get kind of lost in the story because there's like no distractions. I don't know. I just love them. And it was so worth the money and worth like getting over my own ego of not wanting to be like big headphones lady. And now I'm like obsessed with them.
Well, would you wear them out and about on a walk to the gym, like those types
I think
of places?
I would now. I honestly, though, at like gyms and on walks, I like to have a little bit more spatial awareness. So even at the gym, a lot of times I'll have like one AirPod in and one out, just because I like to just stay aware. Yeah. Because honestly, when my big headphones are on, I don't hear the rest of the world. Like I'm just kind of in it.
Well, occasionally somebody will say something to you too at the gym. And then I'm like, well, for me, I have to like pause my my podcast or my book or whatever and ask them to repeat themselves because I'm like what?
It's gone. So yeah.
I used to do the one ear thing and then I forgot about it, I think. So I don't know. Maybe I'll go back to that. Or maybe I'll just keep both in and be like, don't talk to me.
I'm not here to talk. I'm here to do other things.
I'm here to do the machines that I don't have in my house.
Right? Yes.
My inner and outer thigh blasters or whatever they are.
Okay. I have another electronic that really did it for me. And not that way. But it was my Dyson stick vac.
Oh, like 100%.
I was so nervous to buy it, which sounds a little bit extreme, but at the time it just felt so indulgent because it was like almost $500. Yeah. And I was like, this just feels like a lot for a vacuum. And what are you doing? It literally changed my life. My house was so much cleaner.
Yeah, because you don't have to go and you don't have to plug it and move it.
One of my least favorite tasks in housework is not the vacuuming, it's wrapping the cord back to the point where I never do. I would wrap it around my arm and just kind of hanging, because to have to do it on the actual holder, it drove me insane. And that Dyson vacuum, it was just like, I was like giddy like a school child with this vacuum. You would have thought I gotten like a new, Lego set or a puppy, something. I'm running around my place vacuuming all the time, every day. And I've had that thing for years now. It's still holds up. It's been fantastic. I use it all the time. I'm just always amazed at how much it can get out of carpets and how much like cat hair gets accumulated in places. And I'm obsessed.
Yeah.
It was like some of the best money I've spent.
For sure. Well, speaking of households, I know I've told you this before, but my Vitamix.
Yes.
That was my big purchase besides when we got our first house, besides the house itself. And some of the, furniture items we had to get because we didn't have anything when we moved here. I knew in my head that I wanted a Vitamix, and that was my gift to myself because it was like $400 or something for the Splendor. 10 years and it is going strong. And I use that thing almost every single day. Worth every single penny. I love it so much. It can make like really amazing smoothies. Like you can put things in there that like even nuts and things like that that you just you would expect to not like to be kind of grainy, and it just gets it so smooth. So anyway, I love my Vitamix so much.
So good.
So worth it.
One of the things that I have invested in since I was younger is original art. And I feel like it's so worth the money.
Oh,
like even if it's not anybody fancy or whatever, I have like one of my favorite pieces is a paint by numbers that I found at like a thrift store years ago, like a little antique mall. It was like $15, but it's just like from the 60s. And it's just like this cute little piece. And I just have all these like little bits and pieces of like original art or like a little bit higher quality art. And I love to buy it like when I'm on travel, and I like to try like to find something really cool. And I don't know, I love original art. I think it's totally worth it. I've spent hundreds of dollars on art, and I love it.
Yeah, I can't wait to see like when you actually get everything
back up.
Yeah. I know you have a few things, and it's like every time I come over, it's just like a little bit more.
Yeah.
And it looks really cute
one day
as it is. But I remember your apartment had a lot more on the walls.
Yes.
And so I feel like that has to be lurking around your house somewhere, just waiting to get put up.
Yes. I have literal boxes of art that's framed and unframed and getting ready to be framed to put it around my house. But I've just been waiting because I want to paint walls before I put art up. So it's so hard.
Totally. But yeah, I hear, well, my mom's an artist. And so so she definitely appreciates art too. And I don't know, I can like when people have bought stuff from her, like it actually means a lot too, to support like somebody who is an artist. So that's pretty cool. I would say that plane tickets are definitely worth it because they're generally speaking not cheap.
Yeah. Not in this economy.
But to be able to transport you from one place to another in such a short amount of time, it is kind of miraculous when you think about it. It's like a modern day miracle.
I mean, it is.
You can get into this thing and then be transported
halfway
like thousands of miles away.
It's wild.
And then get off and you're like in like across oceans. I mean, it's incredible. And I'd say definitely worth it, to have those experiences and to have that exposure to a new place or to visit somebody or to see family or whatever it is when you're traveling or taking a trip, like plane tickets, worth it. So Tony and I, we did a big travel trip before we had kids and we went to, I think 4 countries. We went to Mexico, went to Hong Kong, India, and then Thailand. And in India, it's a massive country, right? And Tony had lived there a couple of different times. And in a lot of ways, he was like showing me India, because he'd been there and he'd lived there. And, but one of the things that was important to me, which had never been important to him before, was that when we were going to be traveling a certain distance or further than a certain distance, I said, I will fly. I will not take a train for 28 hours. Like I'm not going to do that. I'm going to be the princess wife or whatever. Not really. That was one of the things that I just wasn't willing to do. I was like, and planes were so cheap in India.
Yeah.
And so I was just like, this is worth it.
Mm-hmm.
Like we're going to fly. We're not getting on a train for 48 hours.
No, that's crazy.
But that's what he did, right?
Yeah.
like that was what he,
that sounds great. Great for you.
I know. Great for you.
Not
like
for
when
me.
you were single,
Yeah.
like living out of a backpack, like
wonderful.
Meeting the challenge of like, how cheap can you live and travel? And that was like a game in your mind. And like, I don't want to play that game.
That's not for me.
I really just want to get on a plane for 2 hours instead of a train for 48. So
yeah, I totally hear you. Also, I'm going to piggyback on that one of just like, I'm not there yet, but in the future, I know what's going to be worth it is like when I do long flights is flying like business class. Like,
oh my gosh.
You know what I mean? That's my fantasy.
I don't think it's worth it. When I walk by the people in business class, I'm like, suckers, like, what are you doing? It's not that great.
Well, whatever class is the one that is great is the one I want to be on.
I know,
for
I
a
do
long
too,
flight. If it's
but
over 10 hours,
so expensive.
Jayme, I said this is my future self
Okay,
who is
I know.
in a different.
I don't need to try to convince you.
Yeah. No, because sometimes I see those flights where people like live in the pods and they're like laid out. I'm like, yeah, I just want to do that once in my life just to feel like, a baller, but I don't want to pay for it. So I got to figure that out. Yeah. Okay. This thing is not a lot of money.
Same. Okay.
But
go.
I find it very worth it in my life. And I've tried to stop myself, but it's so hard, is to buy physical books.
Oh,
it is my favorite, one of my favorite treats.
Yes.
And I'd been shopping and I ended up at the Barnes and Noble, but I did have a gift card, which was very exciting. And it was $50. And I thought, I've spent money on this. I hadn't. And so it was a full $50 gift card.
Oh, wow.
So it didn't even count as buying books when I'm not supposed to. But I was just browsing and looking and I'd look at the books. I'm like, oh my gosh, maybe I get this on Amazon. Like, I don't want to support Amazon in that way. And if I support Barnes and Noble, they stay in business and I want to have a local place to go to get new books. And I'm looking at the book. I'm like, this book is $18. I'm like, girl, $18 is like going to the movies. Mm-hmm. And you're going to be reading this book for 3 days and you're going to be in a world.
It's an experience.
It's going to be an escape.
It's going
to be amazing.
So
and
worth it.
Buy the freaking book. And I'm just, again, like a kid in the candy store looking at all these books and covers and not reading the backs of them and just stacking up a little pile and just like it's like, Golem with the ring, just so excited. And it is so worth it to me to own physical books. I love it.
That's so great. Okay. My last one is, I thought you might say the same thing as mine, but it wasn't anywhere close to it. But it was when you started off with like, it's not that much money. Because this is not that much money. Mm-hmm. It could be a lot of money, but it's not. But it's so worth it. And that's the bidet that I installed in my toilet.
That's a good one. That actually is life-changing. That changed my life.
I don't want to go anywhere else. And it's the thing that I miss the most from my house when I'm not there.
Absolutely. The bidet is something, I don't know why every person doesn't have one.
Right?
I mean, I don't want to use other people's necessarily, but I don't know why other people are not enjoying what a bidet can do for you for cleanliness.
I know.
Never felt cleaner in my life.
It's wonderful.
It's the
highly recommend.
Best. And it's like, I think that's one of the hardest thing about being on vacation or away from your house.
That's what I mean.
It's what
I miss the most. Yeah. I'm just like, I
was like,
not the same. And I didn't get an expensive one. I got a pretty cheap one. It doesn't even have hot water or anything. Same. And I'm totally okay with that. Even in the winter. Yeah. It's not bad. Bad at all. It's just refreshing. It's like, thank you. I appreciate this stream of water.
Yep. Feeling like a spring chicken. Just loving it. Yeah.
Hey, if you're enjoying this podcast and would like to support our show, you can share episodes with your friends and family, follow us on Instagram at the Geriatric Millennials, or leave us a positive review and rating, all which help us to grow. Our theme music was created by the Finley Ghost, so check out their latest album now. Thank you so much.